All right, so one of the things I'm going to miss most about not being in person for worship is story time. But you know what? We have all these awesome people that came in to help lead story time. So if you're a family at home worshiping with us online, you can join us and be a part of story time. So today in the story, Jesus is teaching the disciples what the most important thing is. The most important thing. And he says it is to love God with your whole heart, your whole soul, all of your mind, and all of your strength. So we're going to put this little song together, and we're going to teach it to you, and then you can do it at home with us. So it's kind of like head, shoulders, knees, and toes. You've probably done that. But we're going to start with our heart, and then our soul, which looks like this, like a little spirit rising up to the sky, and then our mind and our might. I want to see your muscles, although I won't see them, but you know. Okay, so it's heart, soul, mind, and might, mind, and might. So that's how we love God. And then we're going to talk about loving our neighbor, because Jesus says the second most important thing is to love your neighbor as yourself. So the part of the song goes like this. With our hands and our feet, we love our neighbor as ourselves. Heart, soul, mind, and might, mind, and might. Are you guys ready to try it? Okay, here we go. John's going to give us a little intro. How do we love God? Heart, soul, mind, and might, mind, and might. Heart, soul, mind, and might, mind, and might. With our hands and our feet, we love our neighbors as ourselves. Heart, soul, mind, and might, mind, and might. Again. Heart, soul, mind, and might, mind, and might. Heart, soul, mind, and might, mind, and might. With our hands and our feet, we love our neighbors as ourselves. Heart, soul, mind, and might, mind, and might. Okay, we did all that. We have to just do it one more time, okay? One more time, because I think the people at home are just starting to get it. So this is all about how we love God and how we love our neighbors. This time for real. Okay, here we go. How do we love God? With our heart, soul, mind, and might, mind, and might. Heart, soul, mind, and might, mind, and might. With our hands and our feet, we love our neighbors as ourselves. Heart, soul, mind, and might, mind, and might. We did it. Awesome.
The story today is called The Widow's Offering from the Spark Story Bible. Jesus sat down outside a temple and taught the disciples about how to share. Do you see that rich man in fancy robes? Jesus asked the disciples. They looked around and saw him. He twirled his robes when he saw that they were watching him. I must be very special, thought the rich man. The man in fancy robes stopped in front of a money box outside the temple. He slowly reached into his money purse and pulled out several coins. One by one, he held them up to the sun so that they flashed for all to see. It's time for me to give to the poor, he said very loudly. The coins made a loud clang as he dropped them into the money box. Now Jesus asked the disciples another question. Do you see that poor old widow? Jesus whispered the question because he didn't want to scare her. She looked this way and that. She tried to hide in the crowd. She bent over the money box. Clink, clink. Her two tiny coins barely made a sound as she dropped them in. The old woman reached her hand into her pocket. It was empty. Quietly, the poor woman shuffled away. Did you notice? Asked Jesus. The man in fancy robes gave just a little of his riches and showed off a lot. The widow gave the only 2 coins she had and kept quiet about it. She shared everything. She is the one who gave the most. This is how I want you to share.